Have you ever felt like your life is stuck on repeat? Like no matter how much you try to change, you end up back in the same situations, the same relationships, the same struggles, as if you're caught in some invisible loop? This isn't just in your head. You're not imagining it. You're experiencing something very real. A quantum feedback loop created by the most overlooked force in the universe, your conscious observation. And today, you're going to understand exactly why this keeps happening, and more importantly, how to break free from it for good. Before we dive deep, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. If you're ready to master your reality, elevate your vibration, and step into true quantum power, this channel is your gateway. Now, let's begin. Everything you experience in life, every pattern, every relationship, every emotion is a direct reflection of how you observe and interact with the quantum field. In quantum physics, there's something known as the observer effect. It's the idea that the very act of observing a particle changes its behavior. At the subatomic level, reality exists in a state of pure potential. A particle can be here or there. It can be a wave or a point, but it only takes a definite form when it is observed. That observation collapses the wave function, locking one possibility into place and discarding all others. Now consider this. What if that doesn't just apply to subatomic particles, but to your life? Because it does. When you consistently observe your life through the lens of fear, of lack, of frustration or doubt, you are unconsciously collapsing the wave function of reality into a repeat pattern. You're creating a reality loop, not because you're broken, but because your mind, your focus, is collapsing the same outcomes again and again. You are the observer, and your beliefs are the filter that determines what you collapse into form. This is the quantum principle that traps you. You create what you expect to see. Let's go deeper. Imagine the universe as an infinite hologram. At every moment, there are billions of potential versions of your life, all existing as probabilities. But only one version comes into focus, the one your consciousness is most aligned with. If you're expecting failure, you collapse a version of your life where failure occurs. If you're expecting rejection, you attract people and situations to confirm that expectation. And if you expect to struggle, then even the things meant to help you will be blocked, distorted, or delayed. This is not superstition. This is quantum selection through the act of observation. You're not stuck because the universe is punishing you. You're stuck because you're collapsing the same version of reality repeatedly without even realizing it. Let's take a real-world example. Have you ever left a toxic relationship only to find yourself in another one that feels almost identical? That's not a coincidence. It's a feedback loop between your internal frequency and the quantum field. The past imprints your nervous system with a certain emotional signature, and unless that signature changes, your observations keep collapsing into the same timeline. Same pain, different face. You can move to a new city, change your job, meet new people, but if you don't shift the conscious observer, the internal filter, nothing will truly change. So how do we break this loop? It starts with the first principle. Awareness collapses. Presence liberates. When you're caught in repetitive thought loops, when you're emotionally reacting to life rather than consciously responding, you're observing reality through the lens of the past. You're not really present. You're projecting memories into the now and calling it life. But when you bring your full awareness into the present moment without judgment or expectation, you access something very few people ever experience, a neutral field of pure potential. In that space, the wave function doesn't collapse into the same old version of you. Instead, it opens up to new possibilities. You create from intention, not reaction. From design, not default. Here's the second key. Shift your dominant frequency. Your thoughts are not just random noise. They are electromagnetic signals sent into the quantum field. The stronger the emotional charge, the more powerfully they collapse a matching outcome into your life. If your dominant emotional state is worry, fear, or resentment, then that's what gets encoded into your signal. But when you deliberately choose to tune into higher states like gratitude, peace, abundance, or love, even before anything changes, you begin to alter your quantum trajectory. You're no longer collapsing reality from your past. You're creating it from your desired future. Most people are unconsciously stuck in what we call the past-present loop. They're living today with the emotions, thoughts, and expectations of yesterday. So tomorrow ends up being a repeat of today. It's the quantum version of Groundhog Day. But the moment you bring future energy into the now, you disrupt the loop. When you feel grateful for something that hasn't happened yet, when you feel worthy before you have the proof, when you embody confidence before the opportunity arrives, you are sending a new signal into the field. You are collapsing a new version of your life that aligns with your desired identity. This isn't fantasy. This is how quantum transformation begins. But it's not enough to do this once. You must live it, because repetition is the language of the subconscious mind. And your subconscious is the part of you that observes automatically, even when you're not aware of it. So, if you want to break free from the loop, you have to train your subconscious to expect something different. That means reprogramming your inner observer, changing your internal dialogue, interrupting the patterns that lead back to the same outcomes. Here are 3 practices that will help. Quantum journaling. Every day, write as if you are already living the reality you desire. Describe it in detail. Feel the emotions. Speak in the present tense. This isn't about pretending. It's about teaching your mind and body to observe from the future, not the past. State shifting. When you catch yourself spiraling into fear, pause, breathe, smile, move your body. Do anything to change your state, because that change will shift what you're about to collapse into form. Meditative observation. Spend 10 minutes a day in stillness. No thoughts. No goals. Just observe. Let your awareness rest in the now. This is the closest you can get to being the field itself, where nothing is yet defined and anything is possible. The truth is, you are always manifesting, always creating, always collapsing waveforms into matter. But until you become conscious of how you're doing it, you will repeat the same life over and over again, thinking that it's just how things are. You are not trapped by fate. You are trapped by unconscious observation. And once you shift that, everything changes. Because the quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being in this moment right now. So who are you ready to become? If you made it this far, you're already doing the work most people never start. You're awakening the observer and choosing a new collapse. You're becoming the master of your field. Now imagine what could happen if you practiced this daily. If you committed to quantum consciousness, not just as a theory, but as a lifestyle. That's the journey we're on here. So if this resonated with you, if you're ready to break free from the loop and truly design your reality, subscribe now, because this is just the beginning. We'll go deeper in every video into quantum rewiring, subconscious alignment, and the mystical science of reality creation. You were never meant to live the same life on repeat. You were meant to evolve, expand, and create without limits. Now is the moment. Step out of the loop, collapse a new timeline, and finally become who you were always meant to be. I'll see you in the next video.